Hey guys, welcome back to What Do You Watch? I'm Michael Kovacevich, and now that Game of Thrones is over, I want to keep the weekly videos going, but I want to do some Star Wars videos. So to kick that off, I thought it'd be appropriate to rank the current 6 films in order per my opinion. And to spice that up, since everybody's done it and it's pretty obvious where most of the movies are going to land, I thought I'd give my reasonings for why they hit those spots. So let's get started. Coming in the number 6 spot, last place, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. This movie hits the bottom of the list for multiple reasons, but mostly that love story, that terrible love story with Padme and Anakin, where Padme's not even that interested until like that very end when all of a sudden they're into it, and all the rolling around the flowers and frolicking through the valley, whatever the heck that was with the waterfalls and all that CG blah. We don't need that. I don't need that in a Star Wars movie. A couple little back and forths here and there like they did in Episode 5 with Han and Leia. That's all I need. Coming in at number 5 is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now, this one lands low because of Jar Jar Binks. Also because the story is just kind of everywhere. Like, who are we supposed to follow? You know? A lot of people have said this, like, are we supposed to follow Anakin? That's kind of boring as a little kid. Obi-Wan's kind of there, but then he's gone in some scenes. Qui-Gon? So that one lands low, but it is saved. It is better than Episode 2 because of Darth Maul. And that's pretty much the only reason why it's better than Episode 2. That end fight scene with Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Qui-Gon Jinn was great. There were some problems with it, but it was great. The score was amazing. Duel of Fates, who does not know that theme? Even if you don't know the name, you know the theme. Alright, this next one is pretty obvious because there's only one more prequel left. So, coming in at number 4, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. It gets this ranking higher than Episode 1 because, I mean, it's the final episode of the prequels, which is a relief in itself. But it was very disappointing because it depicted the moment we really had been waiting for in the prequels, which was, how does Anakin become Darth Vader? And the thing is, by the time Episode 3 comes along, he should already be close. You know, Episode 2 should have finished off with him in a really dark place, and Episode 3 we come right back where he's still battling with that dark place. Maybe things have gotten a little crazier, you know? But instead, he's all happy-duty and everything else, which, I mean, even though Clone Wars, the TV series, the animated series, which is actually really good, kind of explains why he's not in that bad of a mood. Like, he's not really that dark in that series, so, but that came out after Episode 3. So it's not an excuse for the way Episode 3 was set up. It was just, it did what it did with what it was given, which wasn't much. Moving into the original trilogy. Coming in the number 3 spot, Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Don't get me wrong, when I was a kid, I loved this movie. It was my favorite. It was that big cheerful moment when you thought, the Emperor's gone, and there's, the Ewoks are celebrating, and there's fireworks, and it's all tons of fun, and then you see Anakin's ghost next to Obi-Wan and Yoda, and it's really fun. But when I got a little bit older, I'm like, it's good. It's not as good as the other two. So that's why it lands in this spot. Not for any flaws that I found in the movie, just mainly because I like the other two so much more. Alright, who's gonna get the number 2 spot? Who's getting the number 1 spot? The runner-up, Episode 4, A New Hope, the OG Star Wars. Why does it land below Episode 5? Mostly because Episode 5 was damn near perfect. But Episode 4, who doesn't love it? It was that introduction to Star Wars. It's what got you so excited. And it was fast-paced movie. It was a fast-paced movie for the era. Now we know Star Wars, we know these characters, we know the universe, so it gets off to a little bit of a slow start. But I can watch that movie over and over and over again, quoting it all day. Like sometimes I freak people out. I start quoting it from the beginning when C-3PO starts talking. You know, because that's where it starts. They're out there on the ship and 3PO starts talking. But I can quote pretty much up to like the cantina scene almost. So, I mean, I love that movie. So, episode 5 gets the number 1 spot. Duh. Why does it really get the number one spot? What made it such a great movie, such a complete movie? I used to say, oh, well, it's, you know, it doesn't have an ending, it doesn't really have a beginning, because it's right in that nice middle area, and it just keeps you wanting more, and I used to make that excuse, or that reason. But that has something to do with it, but it's not the main reasons. The main reasons are the character developments that we got within episode 5 that made us made us love those characters so much more, which I didn't think was possible because episode 4 is so damn good. But the mastermind behind this, Irvin Kershner, I love that man. He passed away a few years ago, but he did so much for that film. Go back, watch the special features, listen to the commentary. The commentary is so good. And the way he just describes simple things, like putting a hand over C-3PO's mouth when Han does that. And he explains, it's obvious that wouldn't stop a droid from talking. Droids don't have lips. They could just project the sound out. They don't, like, covering the mouth does nothing. But he put it in there just to kind of humanize C-3PO. Just give him a little more personality and kind of bring it all out. And then not to mention the amazing sexual tension between Leia and Han that just was layered throughout the film. Irvin Kershner did an amazing job with that movie. I mean, the writing was great. Lucas had a great story. The big reveal of Darth Vader being Luke's father. Great. But Irvin Kershner took it to that next level. Which is why I do not understand Lucas deciding to direct all 3 of the prequels. He did such a good job choosing directors in the original series to take over for him. I don't know why he wouldn't think to do the same thing in the prequels. But we're going to talk about that a lot more next week. Because next week, assuming I get it all worked out, because I need some research on this one. But next week, I'm going to do Star Wars directors, past, present, and future. To kind of break down the original 3 directors that directed Star Wars. And then, of course, Lucas from the prequel. And then talk about J.J. Abrams and the other directors that are going to be taking over as this goes on. Because Disney's doing it the right way. Disney is giving each film a different director to just give it that flair, give it that originality, and really bring you into the story. So until next time, I'm Kovacevich. Go over to whatdoyouwatch.com to get all of our content. Bye-bye.